All right, what's up, piece of the family? Cell Conscience TV. All right, so we left off yesterday talk about 1790, the U.S. Census, and the start of cotton. The demand for cotton became so high, and the South had the fertile land, had just the right temperature and the right weather for to grow cotton. It was perfect. It was a perfect storm. All right. And at the same time, they was had this 1790 census took place. The 1790 census, where they reclassified the indigenous people of this land to Negroes. All right. Now, 1776 is the start of the United States of America. In 1790, they took a census. In 1860, they took one too. All right. We gonna end up getting to that. We're gonna work our way up to that. All right. So yeah, it's Thanksgiving. Today is Thanksgiving Day. We're here to talk about a lot of stuff. Programming, because it was Roots. It was Alex Haley. Alex Haley and Roots really started all of this, man. When in reality, when they first started showing up over here, man, in 1492, I realized the King James version of the Bible was written in 1492. The globe was invented in 1492. This was a global takeover. We talk about the Thanksgiving. We talk about Thanksgiving. And a lot of us don't think, a lot of people don't think this ain't got nothing to do with us. This got everything to do with us. Look at the Twa people of Ireland, the leprechauns, the magical leprechauns. And I'm telling you, these people are magicians. Virginia passed two acts in 1682 that combined Native Americans and Africans into one category: Negroes or other slaves. The written record of the voyage of 1524 of Giovanni di Frezzano, as recorded in a letter to Francis I, the first king of France, July 8th, 1524. Please note the description of the natives. They are in dark color, not unlike Ethiopians, with thick black hair, not very long, tied back behind the head like a small tail. As for the physique of these men, they are well proportioned, of medium height, a little taller than we are. They have broad chest, strong arms, and the legs and other parts of the body as well. It's real small, man. I had to read that for you. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Aboriginals of America today. Vincent Riva Palicio. America, the land of the Negroes. Let me check it out real quick. Yeah, he wrote about seeing dark skinned primitive, you know, I hate to say primitive, man, but Yeah, primitive people over here in North America. But yeah, let's skip this. America was a Negro continent. First Americans were black. United States Census Bureau, Great White Majority hoax. And they doing the census right now. They doing another census right now. Don't nobody trust the census. Don't nobody want to take the census. You close the door on these motherfuckers as soon as you turn off all the lights. You don't want to see them people. Your soul got a bad feeling about it. And it's a reason why. Because whenever it come around, some bullshit happens. Excuse my language. All right, we talk about Giovanni da Verrazio. Was an Italian explorer who charted the Atlantic coast of North America between the Carolinas and Newfoundland, including New York Harbor in 1524. All right, and he describes seeing dark-skinned Africans or Indians. The indigenous people of this land was dark-skinned. The complexion. Okay, yeah, this is his quote. Italian explorer Giovanni. The complexion of the Carolina Indians is black, not much different from the Ethiopians. Their hair is black, thick. Oh yeah, this is what I just read. All right, yeah, this is the brother, man, Giovanni, not the brother, but the Italian, the Spaniard. All right, go Christopher Columbus. Aboriginal people. Dorsey. Well, of many complexion. All right, Walter Pleck. He was located in Richmond, Virginia. And we gotta see what these Virginia Indians look like, because that's the first place they landed. It was on purpose. These Indians is still. I mean, yeah, these black Indians, they still there. They rarely talked about, but they there. They still there. They called you savage though, and they came as civilized. These ancient Americans. Go to Olmecs in South America. And you see some Aboriginal. Now, see the Aboriginal, man. That's my problem with the Aboriginal. The word Aboriginal or Aborigines. Usually when you talk about Aborigines, you talk about Australian people. So most of these pictures up here is of Australian people, because that's why I prefer to say indigenous to the land. All right, yeah, and many presidents got. Well, there's always been rumors that they got quote unquote African American blood. You know what I'm saying? Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln. They said he was swarthy Abe. All right. And then moving on to Barack Obama. And I'm promoting, I guess. Hey, Obama, look out for your boy. He got a new book called The Promised Land. Like the Promised Land. That's what I'm saying. These people that's put in these they be giving biblical script. Like he ran off hope. George Bush was the devil, and here comes the Savior. The Promised Land. The Promised Land. That was America. America was the Promised Land. They knew it was a magical land too. They knew we was all in tune with nature, and before the 1500s, this is where God's people was at for the longest. That's why we the hardest to colonize. But they're trying their best. It ain't for a lack of trying. They trying their best, but yeah, they've been trying. They've been trying to colonize what they would say the East forever. They just came over here 500 years ago. All right. Shout out to Phil Valentine, man. Is Barack Obama really the son of Malcolm X? There's a lot of parallels. I ain't got time to go into it tonight, but man, if you check that out, man, Dr. Phil Valentine, is Barack Obama the son of Malcolm X? And whether you agree or disagree is just, I mean, it's going to entertain you at the end of the day because there is a lot of parallels, including the birth certificate. I don't want to sound like Donald Trump, but but both brothers know about the Aboriginal people of America. You best believe that. Because Malcolm X even said, we ain't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Plymouth Rock was that boat that landed on us, seen us here. Say, oh yeah, we about to count. Oh yeah, in this fertile land, because people make light of how important land is, man. Owning land, being able to grow your crop, sell your crop, eat your crop. I mean, shit. Even if we were selling weed, I mean, you know, the profits in the growing the shit. So yeah, when cotton comes along, what's good? When cotton come along, I didn't know what I did with it, bro. There we go. Okay, when cotton come along, it's very important. All right, that's why they did the census in 1790 to reclassify everybody. Because it did get a little rough. I ain't gonna say a little rough. It got rough. 1790, it gets rough. But by 1865, according to them, allegedly, slavery's over. So that's the time period. Less than 100 years. Even though that's too long. But when cotton kicked off, that's when shit got rough. Because picking cotton, that ain't nothing easy about that. And that hot southern sun, ain't nothing easy about that. All right, but the demand was so high for it. I'm just trying to break it down. The demand for cotton was so high that you had to, I ain't gonna say you had to, but they had to do what the fuck they had to do. And so, yeah, everybody was out there picking cotton to fill the demand. Now, let me let Louis Gates take over, man.
What made cotton so desirable? A perfect storm. In the 1790s, America's oldest crops, like tobacco, were depleting farmland and dropping in value. At the same time, the textile industry in Great Britain was exploding, creating enormous international demand for cotton clothing. Eli Whitney's gin merely provided the motor for a global economic machine, and slavery was its fuel.
Everybody was getting a piece of it. All these northern bankers and marketing people, folks that owned the ships that transported the cotton, everybody was getting a piece of the pie.
Cotton utterly transformed the United States, making fertile land from Georgia to Texas extraordinarily valuable. The fact that Native Americans lived on these lands was a temporary inconvenience, solved by a policy of Indian removal. The massive replacement of native populations with slave plantations.
Boom, he said 1790. The massive replacement of Indians with slaves. He's saying it without saying it, ladies and gentlemen. He's trying to tell you something without. You got to put the rest of the puzzle together, basically, is what I'm saying. And Fair Use Act.
The massive replacement of native populations with slave plantations.
Matter of fact, that's all I can really legally play. So, yeah. Massive replacement. Colonization, the action or process of settling among and establishing control over the indigenous people of an area. Africa boasts a tradition of higher education institutions that predate Western colonization. Yeah, we was the last to get colonized. That's why it's a little fight still left in. It's a little fight still left in us. You can't give up hope. Even though when I see, when I turn on, when I look on the internet, boy, I'll be like, yeah, damn, you know what? South Carolina Slave Code of 1740 was a series of laws aimed at controlling the population of enslaved African Americans. It prohibited slaves from gathering without white supervision, learning to read and write, and growing their own food. It also created harsher punishment for disobeying the law. See, what? All right, so basically 1619. All right, let's go to this Bible verse, man. For my Bible people, 400 years, 1619 is allegedly when the first slaves came out the first boat. The official start of the transatlantic slave trade. 1619. All right. And God, listen, this is Acts 7:6 through 7:7. And God spake on this wise that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, and that they should bring them into bondage and treat them evil for 400 years. And a nation to whom they shall be in bondage will I judge, said God. And after that shall they come forth and serve me in this place. 400 years. It's been 401 years. $16.19. This nation wasn't even close to being a nation in 1619. It was like 150 years away. So when people just get to talking slavery, I gotta know what slavery you talk about. You talk about the cotton slavery is a whole nother ball game, yeah. And that's from 1790 when it first started kicking off. And they had to kick these Indians off this land. But they did it through the paperwork. That's why that brother, he ain't no brother, but Walter Pecker, Walter Plecker, he named black people. Walter Plecker. I got more about him. But let's keep on going down the line, man. Let's keep going down the line. I got this. It's semi how I wanted to go already. All right. Oh, 74 sellings a day. Oh man, not the number 74. All right, the longest leg of the journey from South Africa to their most westerly point near North America took 74 days, less than 3 months at sea. Less than 3 months, close to 3 months at sea. And then these slave ships, they got them all like this, is what they want to show you. That's the image that they want to show you. Propaganda. I understand propaganda. We all crowded up like this by the thousands. That's a famous picture. That's a picture that they use to educate, to indoctrinate about the slave ships. And it takes 74 days to sail over here. Who is a human being needs fresh water? I don't give a fuck. The Atlantic Ocean is salt water. It ain't fresh water. You can't drink that. How? And slavery is a lucrative business. So why would you want to lose any cargo? Oh, if we made it over here, we was strong. We survived. No, no, I don't want to lose no cargo. The fuck am I shipping it for? To lose money? No, you're not trying to lose money. Nobody. Just common sense. Where's the fresh water at? If everybody's at the bow, it's 1,000 people at the bow of the boat, all stacked on top of each other. Sailing from Africa on the Atlantic Ocean. That's the worst ocean. The Pacific Ocean. You know how it is. You pacify, baby. That's the Pacific Ocean. You pacify. It's calm. You put the pacifier in his mouth. It's calm. The Atlantic Ocean. It ain't calm. It goes down. It's hard to sail that for 3 months with everybody packed on top of each other down in the bow of the boat. Oh, it's a cargo boat. Man. That's cool. This cargo needs to drink water, fresh water. You ain't got to feed everybody, but they gotta drink some water. Shout out to Crispus Attucks. The life of Crispus Attucks. The folklore surrounding his family is that his father was named Prince Younger and his mother was Nancy Attucks. He was born into slavery and grew up in the house of Colonel Buckminster and was sold to Deacon William Brown. All right, Crispus Attucks was an American stevedore of African and Native American descent, widely regarded as the first person killed in the Boston, Massachusetts, I believe. That's the Civil War. All right, yeah, even Crispus Attucks got, they say, Native American descent. Martin Luther King. Now, Martin Luther King, man, he was hanging with Steve Coakley. Steve Coakley was the young man. He had what they would consider radical ideals. What I call him? I ain't calling him Steve Coakley. Yeah, I probably did. What's my brother's name? I apologize. I did call him Steve Coakley. Stokely Carmichael. My bad. You can see what the confused came in at the Stokely and Coakley. Shout out to Steve Coakley too. All right, but yeah. Okay, yes. Stokely Carmichael was the young brother Martin Luther King was running with. And Stokely Carmichael had some radical ideas. All right. Stokely Carmichael can be credited for coming up with the term Black Power. And Martin Luther King was totally against this. Martin Luther King was against this because he knew that the word black has no legal standing. There ain't no way around it. Shout out to Stokely Carmichael. All right. But at the end of the day, Dr. King knew what he was talking about because when he said the Negro is still languishing in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land, in his own land. It was paper genocide. It's $5 Indians, not the Cleveland Indians. $5 Indians.
There was something called the Dawes Rolls, which was basically a census that made records of people's ethnic backgrounds in order to determine which Native American tribes would get certain land allotments and other benefits. After slavery, many black people were associated with some of these tribes by bloodline
My fault.
and through marriage, through adoption, and even servitude. And because they were associated with these tribes, many black people were entitled to some of these benefits. The government did not want blacks to get these benefits, so they created a separate freedmen's list specifically for black people. They also started to list any full-blooded Native American who had African features as black because they didn't want them getting those benefits either. At the same time, they allowed white citizens to come in and pay money under the table to be listed as part Native American. 1895, 1896, when a lot of the whites found out the benefits that these Indians, that these blacks are going to be entitled to, a lot of whites went to the Dawes Commission and say, look, why don't you put my name on there? They said, but you're not an Indian, so that's what they said, well, I'll give you $5. So that the rule got around, the policy got around that for $5, that a white could put his name on the Dawes rolls and be called himself an Indian and be entitled to all these benefits, and all their children can be entitled to all these benefits forever. And so that became known as what's called a $5 Indian. And so if you go around now and check most of the Indians, the so-called Indians in America, about 90% of them are not even Indians. Those are just whites now who are passing as Indians. And but they're getting all the benefits. And they're not paying any taxes, getting free college education. They put up a little reservation on the land that they don't live on. They have another home off and get all kind of benefits. Iron Eyes Cody was another famous Native American person. He was in the media for years. In the 1970s, they utilized him for this pollution commercial. He was known as the Crying Indian. So he was a very well-known Native American in American culture. But the reality is, Iron Eyes Cody wasn't Native American at all. He was Sicilian. Both of his parents were from Sicily. So he didn't have one drop of Native American blood in him. He was another fake Indian.
Oh, yo, peace, y'all. Peace, man. Take it easy, y'all. We gotta slow down. An emblem of America coming to conquer us. Look at these. Look at this is old paintings of how they looked at the Aboriginal Americans. An emblem of America. Paperwork genocide. I just reclassified you. Yeah, now so we definitely got to talk about the magic that was going on over here. The American Owl, the Messenger. There's a lot when it comes to spirituality. It's about this land, especially in certain parts, Florida and California, especially. It's magical land. And then if you do the etymology on magic, it go back to the word priest. You're going to end up at the word priest. So the Pope And the Jesuits, how they move behind the scenes. Oh man, they understand spirituality. They understand mind control. Let's keep it pushing. Go another picture. I put Sinetta right there too. America.
And we happen to be in America. We're not American. We are people who formerly were Africans who were kidnapped and brought to America. We, our forefathers weren't the pilgrims. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. The rock was landed on us. We were brought here against our will. We were not brought here to be made citizens. We were not brought here to enjoy the constitutional gifts that they speak so beautifully about today. Because we weren't brought here to be made citizens today, now that we've become awakened to some degree and we begin to ask for those things which they say are supposedly for Americans, they look upon us with hostility and unfriendliness. If you're interested in freedom, you need some judo, you need some karate, you need all the things that will help you fight for freedom. Nationalism is the wave of the present and the future. It is nationalism that's bringing freedom to oppressed people all over the world. It was nationalism that brought freedom to the Algerians. It was nationalism that brought freedom to the Nigerians and to the Ghanaians. It was nationalism that brought freedom to the people of Uganda and Tanganyika and Sudan and Somaliland. The Africans didn't get it by sitting in. They didn't get it.
Yo, peace, y'all, peace. We are the Aboriginals here. Even though I don't like to use the word Aboriginal. I prefer indigenous. Here we go. Walter Plecker, Paper Genocide of Native American Indians and Eugenics. Here we go. This is the guy. There go Walter Plecker. The Paper Genocide. Since the beginning of the African slave trade in America, many native persons, unfortunately, to the detriment of native heritage, are being listed as black, mulatto, Negro, or just lumped together as colored, which did not allow for a distinction between indigenous and Africans on paper. They like I ain't saying the African slave trade didn't happen. Yeah, some people came over here from Africa. 388,000, give or take. But around that number, 388,000. And that picture I showed of the slave ship, it looked like they trying to put all them on like 300,000 right there. We trying to get 100,000. I'm just saying. All right, let's do this, man. In the slavery days, being listed as Negro was done to our native people in order for white slave owners to keep an ample supply of enslaved Africans. Many blood natives have lost a God-given blood heritage due to slavery in southern states, in which approximately 50,000 or more full-blood Native American Indian men, women, and children alike were forced by white slave owners to take part in slavery. It was at the end of the day, man, it's paper genocide. Gotta put the copyright disclaimer up. Gotta shout out to Granny. When I talk about this, when I talk about stuff like this, man, I gotta shout out to Granny, man, because she from the Delta, Mississippi. So when I get to talking like this, when I get to talk about stuff like this, I gotta do it for Granny. And I'm mad she ain't here that we can't chop it up. Cause I could get a lot of game.
I had to take the time away. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. Mama put me out. Daddy left the house. She took me in quick and put food in my mouth. Go to church every Sunday. I know she ain't hit. Now I'm walking around strapped, hoping it's it. A bullet chill at the hospital. Everybody gotta cry for Big Mama nigga. Make it feeling like the regular is reality. That's true. Oh God, motherfucker, man, I did that for my foot. Now I'm in the pen, can't believe she gone. Go to the house up in the room, she gone. Shit, beat me up, I'm back on that exit. Don't give a fuck or don't trust nobody who's next. She used to laugh with me. She used to say, look at my grandson watching and with me. On concert night, she get work and sit down in the kitchen. I the God help me keep my grandson kept. Granny, why you had to take me mama away? I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy.
Motherfucker. All right, man. Shout out to that Boosie. Real talk. For Granny. We've been lied to, man. It ain't the fact that we've been lied to, it's just that we didn't know the look. Like Roots came on and that shit. That's what it was. Shit. Well, what is Roots? It's a television program. What is program? What is a program? You're being programmed. And then they show it in school. Like, this is fucking historical fact. We took it and ran with it. When Roots come out in the 70s, late 70s. Let's see. Let's look it up. Because it was. We definitely know it plagiarized. Alex Haley was sued. I don't know what Alex Haley in game. I don't know what he got out the deal. But it was like, yeah, Roots. That's what it is. To get that, it's a real person. It's not. 1977. Yeah, look, we might as well. Shit, we here. I'm rocking with y'all, man. I got. Oh,
Behold, the only thing greater than yourself.
Now, relive the epic story with Roots 30th Anniversary Special Edition. Available now. The most watched miniseries of all time. Featuring an all-star cast. Winner of 9 Emmy Awards.
Never forget Kuntikite. We got to remember their old ways and pass them on to the children.
Based on Alex Haley's Pulitzer Prize-winning bestseller, The Sweeping Saga of a Family, and their struggle to survive slavery and regain freedom.
The war is over. Slavery is no more.
The complete original miniseries with all new bonus features.
Roots was something that made African Americans feel good about themselves.
Hear me, O African, the flesh of your flesh has come to freedom.
Roots 30th Anniversary Special Edition. Available now. And also available, The Legacy continues with Roots The Next Generations and Roots The Complete Collection.
Roots the Next Generation. What the fuck? I ain't cuss. Hold on, one more time, man. Just one more time.
Yourself.
Now, relive the epic story with Roots 30th Anniversary Special Edition. Available May 22nd on DVD. The most watched miniseries of all time.
Bam, right there. The most watched miniseries of all time. That should tell you something right there. It's a program. It was a series. It's a TV series. It's the most watched.
Featuring an all-star cast. Winner of 9 Emmy Awards.
Never forget Kuntikite. We got to remember their old ways.
This came out in 77. You could be born in the 90s, like 93, and you had to watch Roots. Like, it was a must. After 94, I don't know, but up until 90, you was born in 93. Hey, born in a black family. All right, yeah, you watch Roots. After 94, I don't know. Around 93, you born 93, 90. Anything besides that, yeah. 80s, you born in the 80s, you definitely had to watch Roots. Y'all little cocaine babies, y'all little 80 babies, y'all definitely had to
Pass
watch
them
Roots.
on to the children.
Based on Alex Haley's Pulitzer Prize-winning bestseller, The Sweeping Saga of a Family, and their struggle to survive slavery and regain freedom.
The war is over. Slavery is no more.
The complete original miniseries with all new bonus features.
Roots was something that made African Americans feel good about themselves.
Hear me, O African, the flesh of your flesh has come to freedom.
Roots 30th Anniversary Special Edition. Available May 22nd on DVD. And coming soon, The Legacy continues with Roots The Next Generations and Roots The Complete Collection.
Man, it wasn't no documentary. I'm sorry, man. I'm an outlaw, man. I ain't no criminal. There's a difference. You can be an outlaw, you can be a criminal. A criminal play the game.
Then I don't understand. She's saying we ain't criminals, we're outlaws. See,
Criminals play the game.
what life, the earth.
Society, right? They got their rules. banking and family, an honest dollar for an honest day's work, politics and voting. And the criminal, he on the other side of that, but still he play the game. And if he plays it long enough, he even starts to talk about going legit. The outlaw, on the other hand, well, we reject the game. Society, ain't nothing organized about our crime, because our crime is freedom.
No rules.
And nothing's ever broke, and there ain't nothing to fix.
All we want is to live while we're alive and die with a gun in our hands.
You're a bit of an outlaw.